Hello and welcome to Three Questions with. I'm my buddy Shawn Walsh with us. So in this series, we've been talking about the eight drivers of company value, and we're on number seven today, and that's hub and spoke. What does that mean, Shawn?
Hey, Kevin, great question. Hub and spoke is where everything that happens in the operations of the company wind up going through the owner.
Hmm.
So customer has a problem, they go to the owner. Your technician has a problem, they come to the owner says, here, do this. A decision has to be made to buy something, the person comes to the owner to write the check. So what happens is in your company, the owner becomes the hub, and
Yep.
every function is a spoke that runs through them. So this comes into valuing the company because when you go to buy it, the buyer wants to understand how's this company going to operate when we take the owner out of the equation. And the problem is if everything goes through the owner, then we take the owner out of the equation and the whole thing falls apart, just like if you took the hub out of a wheel.
Yep.
So we have to make sure that when we're building our company, that we are building documented, repeatable processes that people can follow, and that we make sure that we allow our people and we hire people that we trust to make decisions without us being there. So, if your company is totally dependent on you as an individual, you have a job, you don't have a company. And that's fine. And a lot of people choose to do that. People, doctors and lawyers typically are what we refer to as self-employed because they can't sell their customer list because of restrictions and those types of
Yep.
professional practices. And being self-employed is a great thing if that's the choice. But a lot of people will say, I have a business, but really they're self-employed. So the idea here is you have a business when you can walk away from it and it continues to run without you. And when somebody goes to buy your business, that makes it much more valuable to them when they can take you out. Another thing that you might run into as a business owner, if you go to sell your company and the buyer sees dependence on you, you might wind up with what's called an earnout, which means you've now sold the company, you've gotten most of your money, but some of your money depends on the company continuing to perform at an agreed upon rate over a period of time, where you still have to work there. So you might have a 2-year earnout where you've sold the company, but now they're trying to get all the information out of your head into other people's heads. And if it doesn't perform, you lose money. If it does perform, you get the rest of your money. But now your compensation is dependent on the performance of a company that you no longer control. So it's a bad position to be in.
Yeah, so that's not some. But Shawn, I like feeling important, man. Everything has to come through me. I'm important.
You know what? That is not that happens a lot. And I point that out to owners and they're like, no, no, no. But yeah, you hit it right on the head.
Yep.
It's an ego thing. And I try to tell when we're doing consulting for business owners, I say, your ego does not fill your 401k.
Hmm.
So if you want to be able to stop working at some point and enjoy the fruits of your labor, you got to get it out of your head and into somebody else's. So,
But let's talk about this one step further, not even on selling our company, but the true value of our company. God forbid, what happens today? I'm very successful. I get all these employees, and something bad happens to me. And now the whole thing tumbles because Kev got sick and was in a hospital for 2 months or something.
I have a friend who's the CEO of a company, small company, does very well. And he had an accident and hit his head and had a traumatic brain injury. He's been recovering for, luckily, he's doing much better, but he still isn't at work. He still can't run his company. And luckily, he knew somebody that would come in and run it for him. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, we never know day to day what's going to happen. And we should be testing this as business owners. If you think you've got fairly decent process, what you should do is take a week vacation, shut your phone off. When you come back, is everything still okay?
Yep.
How big of a mess do you need to clean up? And then you fix it a little bit more. And the next year you take 2 weeks. But the goal is, as a business owner, you should be able to take a month vacation and go away and shut your phone off and not have internet and come back to a company that has not only survived, but has continued to thrive and grow and be profitable. If you do that, you have successfully built a business.
That's a great point. But I think a lot of us would shake, Sean. You know, even just a week, like, oh my God, is everything okay? Is everything okay? And stuff. But to your point, you know, if you can't get there, then you don't have the right people on your team. Or you have a trust issue. It's either you
Absolutely.
or both. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and if anybody's struggling with that, I would highly recommend that they pick up a copy of Patrick Lencioni's Five Dysfunctions of a Team.
Yep.
And that talks about the first thing as a team you have to have is trust. And then you have to be willing to have constructive conflict, and you know, in the end, everybody has to be on board, even when a decision that they didn't agree with is determined to be the way forward.
Yep.
So, and you know, it's a great learning process, and our team went through that, and it really helped us.
So, Sean, what's the best way for people to reach out to you if they need help doing this?
If they need help doing that, we can certainly help them implement Five Dysfunctions of a Team, and we can teach the owners how to stop being the center of the wheel. And they can get me at Shawn at encorestrategic.io, or they can get me on LinkedIn.
Sean, I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks, Kevin.